They say people come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy K-Dot, and it is Chillmonger.
It is the Warden of the North, Monger of Chill, Breaker of Comics, Wakandan, first of his name, Chillmonger.
And that is Chillmonger, the first of his name to do it all. Nerdman was supposed to be here. More than likely, I bet you he's probably asleep. He said this was the perfect time to do it. But we're already here. We'll just start without him for now. You know, it'll be like the last stream. You know, Chillmonger came in late and Nerdman was already here. So, you know, we're going to flip the script and Nerdman's going to come in late. You know, it'll be a perfect balance that we need in society.
Dude. It will be, yes.
What's up, Arkham? So, Chill. You just watched this episode. It's still fresh in your mind. I watched it last night, so some things I might forget, but I remember a good chunk. And you know, I got pretty much the gist of this episode. This was a good episode.
We had
a good way to end it with a battle. You know, something we did need. You know, first two episodes they was kind of just slowly building up stuff, hinting at things. But hey, we got to something.
It's amazing how much time is passing from the beginning. We get to see, okay, Alicent Hightower's got a belly, but then there's also what's his name, Aegon Targaryen. It's already born right now. That means 3 years have passed because it takes 9 months to get Aegon, and then he's a 2-year-old's birthday. This is insane. This is like rapid pace. And one thing that they did was the dad, though not the dad. What's the king's name? Viserys.
Viserys.
The king's hairline is like thinner and further back. It really is 3 years later, and you could see it in his hair. Next time you watch this episode, guys, pay attention to the hair.
Yeah, I think they did like a 1 year time jump at this point. I think they said 2 years. I know
the
at least
2 years old. If Alicent gave birth and the kid was having his 2nd-year-old birthday, his name day, then, you know,
yeah, so
9 months.
It's been about 2 years now.
2 years plus the 9 months it took to even carry the baby. So that's about 3 years.
So, I'll just say this. It took a while to defeat that crab feeder fellow. But hey, the crab feeder been fighting smart, and we'll get to that in a second. All right, here's a question. Do you guys like House of Dragons better than what Amazon is doing with Lord of the Rings? Me personally, yes, because I like the characters in House of Dragon. Lord of the Rings, while it looks beautiful, the special effects is really good. The dialogue doesn't seem that bad. I only like one character in that show so far. There's only one character I care about, and it's the Black Elf, and he has barely been in it as of yet. But at this moment, House of Dragon, I like more characters on here. I'm more engaged than Lord of the Rings. I'm engaged in Lord of the Rings, but I'm not engaged in this Lord of the Rings lore right here for this show.
I wish you said something great about the Lord of the Rings show. I'd be like, oh, really? Okay, it's on par with House of the Dragon. I guess I gotta be a Lord of the Rings fan. I'm still not a fan.
It does surpass it visually. Like visually, the Lord of the Rings show looks like a movie. When I say it looks like a movie, it literally looks like a movie. It looks more like a movie than the MCU shows, which have a high budget, right? Not to tear down the MCU shows, but or even it's probably on par with the Star Wars shows, like with the Mandalorian, as far as the visuals and stuff. And I would say it even looks a lot better than the Star Wars shows.
I hear Jeff Bezos likes Lord of the Rings. I really heard that.
His son told him, "Hey, Dad, don't mess it up." I don't know if he did mess up or not, but so far, you know, hey, I'm not having any issues particularly.
Good. It's competitive. You know, we're gonna have to go week by week which show did which better.
So basically just to break down this episode, pretty much it was just Majority of the episode was a hunt, so they was doing a hunt in honor of Aegon. And look, man, these kings are lazy. They don't hunt. We're gonna hunt for my son. He's not even leading the hunt. He's just like sitting in a chair, and then they report back to him, "My king, we got the stag. All right, I'm coming." And then all he does is just kill it while they do the job of capturing it.
And he failed the first time. And you see that other stag that went to where Rhaenyra was with the Baratheon boy. You know that was the kid. That was like the offspring of the one that they just killed. You know that, right? It's tragic. That stag.
Oh, and this thing too, Rhaenyra had an opportunity to actually kill it, and she would have probably got a gang of respect. Right? She probably would have got a gang of respect from a lot of people if she killed that stag. But she was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not trying to do that. Like, she doesn't even like
tradition.
Yeah, she doesn't even like when she killed the boar. You can see how, you know, I don't think this is her first time killing something. I would probably assume it's not, because she's been riding on the dragon. Her dragon probably killed something by mistake while she's with it. But when she killed that boar, she was like, she either it was in the, you know, in the heat of the moment when something happens, you just get so shocked and surprised that you can't even properly breathe and stuff. But she didn't want to kill that boar. Like, she doesn't like killing things. Yeah, and I say that she's just because, you know, she's a woman too, that she don't like to kill things. I just don't think that she likes having to resort to killing, if anything.
If you don't have to, yeah, like that's what
if you don't. Especially she doesn't have to. But in that moment, she had to defend herself and, you know, fight back. I mean, that boar was something fierce. It came in like a wrecking ball.
Remember, didn't the boar kill Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones? Wasn't that part of his death?
Yep, it was the boar.
They took advantage of something you already knew as a season 1 Game of Thrones viewer. They brought it back and they said, this is a credible threat. So it was a nice touch on things. And of course, you know, we had our boy there to kill the boar. It still was a good callback. It was amazing writing here, rewarding. And if you didn't watch Game of Thrones, which isn't many people, but if you didn't, you were still like, yeah, it's a boar. It's wild. They shot it. They did the zoom in on dude's face. What's in the dark? And then it came in out of nowhere. It was really fast. Great CGI there too.
Right, and that's why that's why I think this show is doing a good job of showing the comparisons. Like, for example, with the series, I see a little bit of Ned Stark in it. You know, I can see some weakness with the way he rules, because that's something Ned had. He was a weak ruler. He was not cutthroat and as strong as he should have been. With the boar thing, you know, hey, not saying this was by coincidence or whatever, but you know, another boar hunt and a boar took out Robert Baratheon. Very convenient. But this type of stuff you got to do. You know, you got to do those little callbacks, little bits of nostalgia and stuff. Fan service to a degree. But you're doing it in a way where it services the story. It services the story. It doesn't take away. It doesn't distract. This is literally helping the story move forward. It's not just there for like a moment. Like, oh my gosh, a boar. You know, it's all part of the story.
It's all part of
now,
the story.
One thing I wish I think they should have done. Not Rhaenyra, because it wouldn't be in her character to do so, but the soldier, he should have came back with the boar, like, you know, like bring it back on a horse, like because she just comes back with blood on her face, stuff. Everybody's looking at her like, what happened to her? Like, what's up? And I think should have brought back the boar as a trophy for her.
I don't know. I think that the bringing back the boar as a trophy is like participating in this event that you're really not down with. You're just there to tend it. If you brought back the boar, like, hey, look what I did, it would be sort of like.
But look at it like this, right? People might go like, wow, the princess killed a boar. They might, you know, take her a little bit more serious than what they are right now.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you know, maybe these soldiers, these men might start taking her serious and stuff, and stop just looking at her as, oh, the frail little princess and stuff, and truly start taking her serious.
They would doubt her.
Man's very serious.
But they know, they saw the man, the Baratheon kid, riding right behind her. They knew like, it was probably the freaking knight who did it. He's on the King's Guard now too. After 3 years, he got promoted. Like they know he was the one who killed the boar.
But he could vouch for it though, because you know what? And like I say, like you said, the King's Guard thing, right? He might have a little bit of bias, so he might just people might think, oh, he's just making it up. She didn't kill that boar, but he could vouch for her because the way he speaks about her, I feel a little bit of romance potentially happening.
He was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious?
I feel some romance happening potentially, but he truly respects her. Like he's so happy that she promoted him to where he's at now. And he would die for her. I think he would die for her. Like he really truly supports Rhaenyra.
He would die for honor. It's not like he necessarily, I don't know. We've never seen him outwardly do anything for her except ask for her favor during that like combat thing. My favor, and then she gives him the flowers. That was like the one thing that they do. And to my knowledge, that's not like a romantic gesture. It's just like a normal thing you do in the sport. I think that, I don't know, if maybe she hadn't run away and he was forced to chase after her, if maybe they had another like something to show me that he's actually going after her, then it would be more. Just something's missing there. Yeah, he's the number one contender for Rhaenyra's love. It's definitely not going to be the Lannister boy, because that Lannister boy is an absolute like, we have the wine. It's over. Look at the big wall that we're gonna have. It's gonna be perfect for dragons. Oh, and she put the pieces together. Like that Lannister guy is too. He made its marriage sound like such a tactic, like such a bargaining chip of we unite these two families, and now we get to bridge out of it or whatever the F she said. Like he with the way he speaks was just so sickening. She's not going with a Lannister. I think she just is not
right, because it was so obvious that the way he was doing, because he doesn't like her. It's clear they don't talk like that. It's clear that was probably their first conversation when the Lannister did try to come to her, go like, hey, we should get together. Like that was clearly his first time trying to do that. But even the dad can see it. Like, you know, he chose Rhaenyra for a reason. It's obvious it's still going to be Rhaenyra, but you know, at some point, Aegon's going to take over. We know at some point. We don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to where things get switched to where Aegon starts running stuff. Maybe Rhaenyra in the future is going to take over for a little bit, and then Aegon is going to be, you know, Aegon, and go like, you might pull a Joffrey.
You can say, you gone.
Like, he's like, you gonna get your ass out of here. That's what it's gonna be. It's what it's gonna be. Look, but I think with when Viserys was looking at how the guy was approaching him about his daughter, he was like, "Yo, dude, this is my daughter, right? You know, like I get it, alliances, all that, whatnot. Because when he went to Rhaenyra and he got mad at her for like, you know, I'm trying to help you. You should get married and stuff. It felt like one of those moments where like he truly didn't mean none of that. It was just like so many people was pressuring him to do something, and then he was pressuring his daughter to do something that he didn't even want, that he doesn't really want to pressure her to do, but he's just doing it out of like custom and, you know, order. But it does, you still see that he does want her to marry, but I don't know. That's what I get from it. Like, I don't even think he fully believes in what he's saying. You know, I don't think he has full I think he's just saying what everybody else wants to hear and not what he truly means.
If you want to talk about
a marriage situation with his daughter.
But he's the guy who, under pressure, made a horrible decision. Wife was pregnant. It's either I save the wife, I save the kid. I really want my boy. And he did that stupid decision. No matter what he says and tells you, when going gets tough, he's going to make the weak, cowardly decision. You think Rhaenyra really has a shot at being the queen? Or king, queen, whatever the word they use? It's not happening at all. Alicent Hightower is there to manipulate. We just heard Otto Hightower say, you know, give the king a talk. Like, she's gonna make it happen. and he just needs the push. He's gonna pretend to be all, oh no, I believe in my daughter. Hey, you tell every lord that I mean it. She's gonna be the That's not happening at all. You know that this king's days are numbered. It's this show. How many kings did we funnel through in Game of Thrones? There was a war of 5 kings. You don't think that this guy's days are numbered? His death is gonna spark something.
Yeah, he's about to get, and I feel like Damon's gonna be the one to like off him. It's either this. It's either going to be someone on the council, the leader of House
Valeris,
Damon, or one of the High Towers going to do something slick,
or
get rid of them,
or the whole group, every single one of them, and it'll be them versus Rhaenyra.
Oh, you think they're about to do another? They're about to do a small red wedding.
They're gonna do a red wedding. They're gonna do a dragon silver-haired wedding, and then like all the dragons are gonna go with Rhaenyra because they all like her, and it'll be like dragons versus the kingdom. Yeah.
So in this episode, we finally seen other dragons too. Finally. When that guy came in, I thought that was Rhaenyra's dragon, but then I was like, that dragon he was on looked like a baby,
and it looked lighter, like a silver little tone to the dragon, and we've never seen that one yet.
Right, I don't even think it was a fully grown dragon. That's why I don't even know how the dragon riding works, like, because that dude who was riding dragon looked like some regular like knight. I
thought he was Corley's son, because he looked like he was half black, half white. He was the queen who never was, how she married that one guy on the council, the rich guy.
I think it was him, but I'm not too sure. It could have been.
Okay, I'm not 100%
wrong though, but
I'm not certain, but I thought it was. Okay, so if it is him though, it shows you like he's got some sort of pull. He is a factor, and that's cool to know. And then it also, even though I don't like race swaps, and neither do you, but it is valuable to have characters look different so that we can like pinpoint exactly which family he is. So I'll go back to George R.R. Martin. You probably should have made.
Did you see the? I saw it. Like I said, I don't have no issue with it. Did you saw the Asian dude right behind the black guy?
No, there was the Asian guy in here. Okay.
Yeah, yes, he was right behind the mixed the son, right behind the mixed son.
He was part of the group, like in the circle.
Yep.
All right, so
it was the Asian guy. I was like, oh, it's an Asian guy in Game of Thrones. Tight.
Essos is more diverse than where Westeros is,
That and I don't know. Personally, me like I'm totally fine with House Viserys being African. No issue with that. It's just they look weird with white hair. Like they just. Like, it's not like this is my first time seeing a black person with white hair ever, but usually the only time you see black people with white hair is when they get old. I don't know, they just look strange a bit. Like, I don't know, for some reason I feel like their hair would work better if it was like a blonde color.
Yeah,
I can see them if anything besides black hair, it make them stand out. I can see them with blonde hair more than white hair. They just look kind of strange, especially the dad. Not saying they look bad, but it just looks weird seeing black people with white hair.
I would agree with that. It's because we know better. We know like this isn't like a common trait in this fantasy world. We'll just fine, I'll accept it. I think
the only person I've seen it work with so far was Halle Berry when she was Storm.
Yes, absolutely. You know what happens with a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else. Yeah, Halle Berry made it work.
Marcus Cruz asked the question: Hey, Kados, what's your favorite Assassin's Creed game in a franchise? Revelations, or it's between Revelations or Black Flag for me, but Revelations.
When we get to the big villain, the sand biter, what was his name? The crab biter?
Crab eater. They offed him pretty quick. I didn't think he was gonna die in this episode. I thought it was gonna be like a couple episodes until they, deal with this guy. But it has been 2 years, so there is that huge gap of time. But I'm still shocked. I was like, wow, they killed this guy this quick.
He had more to give. He was like the guy. He was the villain. He was the guy who was gonna cause corruption. It was his threat that was supposed to influence more. And no, he just goes in episode 3. It makes
Yep.
you think that the war or the turmoil inside the kingdom between the hand of the king and all of his maesters and whoever, all the women who were involved, that's the drama part of the show,
Right.
not necessarily an enemy. Which, okay, fine, we got our little war and we got our
Yeah,
fight.
because you have to like it makes sense how quick he got off, like in the sense of how we're looking at it, not within their time span. But it kind of makes sense because even though they should have been able to defeat this crab feeder dude like earlier with the dragons, but I'm not tripping off that. But still, it's like they got dragons. They essentially have what we would call today nukes. You know, it's like if you mess with us, we can easily nuke you in a second, right? But they're the ones with the nukes. Not everybody else has nukes. They just have the nukes. So imagine that. They are the nukes and everybody just being held hostage right now.
Remember that harpoon that Euron Greyjoy created that can like aim at a dragon and take one down?
Yep.
That doesn't exist yet. It hasn't been invented. So how do you?
I think this is the thing. I think some of that stuff does exist, but there's probably not enough of it in great supply because the other dragons have died before, like Balon, the black. He's like Balon, the dragon that Viserys was riding, was alive for a long time. He was one of like a grand elder type of dragon. You know, he's like a grand elder dragon, and he got offed. I don't know what killed him. I want to know what killed these other dragons. Like, what tech was they using at this time to be killing these dragons like that? Because the way these dragons go through battlefields, I mean,
I don't expect anything to take them down. Those arrows all went and they were all burnt and lit up. He aimed it at the dragon. They all did, and then the dragon's just like, oh, I'm gonna curtains. I'm gonna cover up everything, and now I'm back on my dragon attack. What is it gonna do to take down a dragon? Like the crabs, maybe poison. You gotta poison the water. You gotta be crafty when you kill a dragon. Poison the goat and just expect it to eat that livestock.
Yeah, probably. I think at most they probably do tactics like poisoning food and stuff, sneaking in, poisoning food supply that they like to eat, and have the dragons die from sickness.
Get the dragon sick, exactly. If you can plan on a strike or some sort of raid, but you can also make sure the dragons are sick the day before because you got all the sheep fur with the poison. You know, that's a tactic. I'd like to see that play out on this show.
Brick Bro said a 3 years time jump was weird. I wanted to know what was going on within those 3 years. Yeah, and that's why I think it really played with the 3 years. Maybe it should have been a couple episodes, like at least two episodes showing like Damon and the crab feeders, you know, little back and forth for like 2 episodes where we're solely like on the battlefield. But I understand why they did the time jump, because we do got to keep moving forward, because at some point, I don't know how they're going to end it, but they do got to get their whole chunk of stuff.
Would you have slowed down and given the crab feeder king more lines? Because he didn't say a word, did he?
Nah, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't say nothing. He just he just walked. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. That's how I was doing so much hyping up of the crab feeder in the last stream, and I was like, well, I take back all that. Crab feeder came and he went.
He's like the wrecking crew for She-Hulk. He was just there to do a job. That was it. We gave it that too much credit, but he did a good job. Like, he looked vicious and everything. And if they could create a villain like this with just 3 episodes,
he did. He was pretty intimidating. I ain't gonna lie. And seeing his messed up face, I was like, ooh,
yeah,
makes sense why he loves crabs and stuff. It was probably crabs that peeled his skin like that.
He's probably half crab.
Might be half crab. But I was gassing up this guy. I was like, oh, he probably gonna have like some magical powers and stuff and all that. Nope. Nah, he just leaves people on beaches and nail their hands into posts and let the crabs come, chomp them up.
Mm-hmm. I think that the battle, though, the way that he dictated and ran things, there was a second guy up top telling everyone, hold, aim, fire. Did we see him die? I would assume he was burnt by the dragons. But he never died on screen, did he?
No, they didn't show him down screen.
Oh, so maybe he'll be alive in the
They
next
showed
episode.
other people with arrows get burned, but I think hey, I mean he is a black guy. Can't let the brother get burnt by a dragon. But he didn't get I don't think he got burned. And did he have white hair too?
No, he wasn't one of the Valerians.
It looked like white. I think he had blonde hair, but his hair definitely wasn't. I don't remember it being black. Crab Feeder felt like a slow cousin of the Targaryens. We needed to see him get cut in half. We got cut. Damien went in there. He did something. He went. Well, we know what he did when he came out there. But man, Damien was pissed. Look at the way he cut that man in half. That's messed up.
Yeah, I wish I would have saw that though. They cut that scene. However, he gets the crab feeder. What happened? Do you think we'll get a flashback to it where it actually turns out that crab feeder sacrificed himself? For all we know, I don't know. I
honestly think the crab feeder just let Damon do it in coward and fear because he didn't look like he was a fighter. Yeah. It looked like he definitely knows how to lay out orders and tell people go here, 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 and there. And also he's the prince, so he doesn't have to
He's a prince.
Yeah, he was a prince.
Of what?
I forgot of what, but they did say he was a prince. He was. They said he was a bastard prince.
Oh, I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, he's a prince. I just remember of what nation or whatever he was a prince of. Maybe it could have been of what's that kingdom where they're in the ocean? They stay at those rocks.
Yeah.
Reeks people.
The Greyjoy people. What are they called? What is dead may never die.
The Greyjoys. I think the Greyjoys.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a Greyjoy. I don't know, but I'm thinking he probably was part of that group of people. Since his tactics is based around sea related things, they have a very powerful navy that was doing this. So I'm assuming he was probably a Greyjoy.
Yeah. Trinity said
you're
unsubscribed.
YouTube must have unsubscribed me from your channel. I just seen Chillmonger share this, and I wonder why I haven't seen your videos on my sub feed. Yeah, YouTube been unsubbing people. I subscribed to Theo's channel last week. I checked again this week, and I was unsubscribed, and I had to subscribe again.
Something's happening. I'm going through my YouTube issues too. You heard about those.
What up, Second Street? But yeah, bro, don't worry. We all going through the struggles, dealing with YouTube and whatnot. We just gotta roll with the punches.
Wasn't it recommended that you marry Aegon with his older sister, Rhaenyra? Did I miss that, or is that what he was insinuating?
Who?
Oh, I think Otto Hightower said the best thing to do is to marry Rhaenyra with Aegon. I think he said that, and then the king was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that."
I feel like that might be a thing, but remember,
Targaryens.
Yeah, some keep it in the family stuff going on. Look at John and Dany. They didn't know they was aunt and nephew, but
there was nothing telling them it was. Yeah, that's the second show in a row.
They still kept going.
Damn, you just can't get away from that incest. Incest is the word, right? I don't mean to.
Hey man,
shame anybody. That's the culture.
Game of Thrones times, incest is wincest. Incest is how they keep their kingdom strong. Hey, nobody else can come into the family and try and take over your kingdom if it's already in the family.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can see looking at it logically, even though that's not my taste, and I'm not here to shame or anything like that. But looking at it logically, yes, you keep it in the family. You as the king, you always said Rhaenyra would be queen, and yeah, she's gonna be queen because she's getting married to Aegon. So yeah, she is your successor because queen king, it's all the same. I get it. It's like the thing you do, but it doesn't make any bonds. Like when you go to the Lannisters and you say, "Hey, I got this girl. You guys can link up, and now we'll be family." Like the bonds we actually saw it play a part during that battle. Because they were strong with the families, with Corlys, because of that bond, because of that queen that never got married to him. All of a sudden, they're fighting together, and there's 2 dragons there in the battle, breathing fire on these crab people. The bonds do work, and they're wise. We're about to have a no problem at all kingdom. The only drama is who's gonna be the successor. That's it. Like, there's no battles. There's nothing to be worried about. The dragons have everybody on lock. Over towards the north, there's not a peep. Everything's under control over there. It's really just the south.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna see a House Stark and see what these Starks are like.
When the Starks come in the show, they're gonna be the main eventers. You're gonna see them walking in slow motion, getting off of their horses. They're all gonna have dire wolves. This is gonna be just okay. The Starks are here.
But see, man, them Starks, man. Me and the Starks, we never got along. You know, I just hated that Stark armor that they had and stuff. You know, for some reason they just had that Stark armor for so many seasons. You know, they did. Everyone else gets beat up and abused. Even Reek got it, and he was a part of the family. Like, Reek got it. Jon Snow, he may not be a Stark, but man, he has that Stark blood in him. He has that Stark blood in him. That plot armor of the Starks was just so.
He died. He still never killed him. He's got the plot armor of the year. They went through a whole season. You guys remember when Kit Harington didn't cut his hair in the off season, and we were like, "Oh no, he's still coming back." It was like the thing, the talk of the town. Yeah, plot armor, crazy.
And he's the only character to have died and also come back to that. If that's not plot armor, I don't know what it is. Jon Snow, man, you are a lucky man. Lucky man. Even when he killed Dany, our queen, the breaker of chains, his queen. Oh, we're just gonna banish you, Jon. What the fuck? Kill that son bitch. Kill him.
Yeah.
Freaking Dothrakis and what was the other army under the Dothrakis, and
she had
the guys that had their body parts mutilated.
Yeah, who knows?
The unworthy, whatever they was. They're the Unsullied. They didn't even try to kill Jon. It was like, oh, okay, politics. Just let the politics get in the way. Man, a Dothraki would have tore his limbs off and all that. Lucky man. I would have never done that to my queen, Daenerys Targaryen. Jon was tripping for that.
We saw House Stark in episode 1. You're right, Rogue Hero, but it was like one guy. I think his name was Benjen, and one, all right, cool. There was a Stark.
Yeah, it was just like one person. It wasn't the whole house. It was just one person.
I want to visit up north. They mentioned the wall, I think, an episode ago. They mentioned that it is there.
Happened since we saw the tease of the next episode. What do you feel is going to like really shift in this next episode? Because
I didn't see the previews for the next episode.
Oh yeah, they showed it right after the credits ended.
Yeah.
So basically, it was just Daemon walk. So basically, they're teasing like who's going to finally get the throne, Daemon or Rhaenyra. And Daemon showed up wearing his little crab he was wearing his headdress and he got crowned like as person of the seas and all that. So basically, he got his respect that he been needing.
That's why he rushed it, because after he reads the letter and he finds out, I'm not gonna turn my back, brother. I'm sending all my men. Just hold on. He's like, no.
Yep.
I don't want us to win the war because you helped. I'm gonna go and do that.
Do it himself. Yeah, that's why he's like, yo, we need to get this done. And I don't blame him. Like, your brother waits 2 years to finally do something, and when he does something, it's right at the moment when you're close to your W, and you're like, what the heck, bro? Freak this. I'm out of here.
I agree with it, actually. Like, yeah, this is a dumbass king move. You had so much time to hurry up and get the job done.
Right.
And Daemon had to do what Daemon had to do. It makes sense to me now. I would have never thought of that if you didn't tell me about that. I can put it together now. What Daemon did, though, was pretty sick. I'm going to come in with my white flag. Okay. You would expect someone else to come in with a white flag and then meet them at the top and just have a little discussion. That's what I was thinking, like a little parlay. If you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, they always do that. But instead, he just, boom, I got my dagger, I slice one guy. I got my sword, I got the other guy. The arrows are coming, good thing I'm hiding behind a wall of this wood. And I'm going to run forward, and he's just like, boom, 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 getting everybody. And all I could think about was, if he's this good, think of how good that Baratheon boy must have been, because when they were jousting, that Baratheon guy got him. And with 3 years of training now, that's gonna be a fight. Like, remember when we saw the Mountain versus the other Clegane? That match when Daemon gets a rematch with the Baratheon boy. I forget his name. Sylvester. What? I forget. I'm sorry. Is it Chris? Is it Chris?
Chris. I call him Chris for sure, but it's like Christoph or something.
Yeah, that guy. Chris versus Damon. Oof.
But see, that's why, look, as childish as Damon may be about some stuff, this man is no joke. He's a pretty formidable warrior. I mean, I saw Perp's tweet, and he basically said that scene where Damon was running was literally like a Michael Bay. See, he was just running from explosions. He's going in there. It was that shit was badass. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. Damon's a pretty cool dude. That's why I like Matt Smith as Damon. He's giving such a great performance and stuff. He's active. He has so much emotion that he's giving with his performance. Like the part when he freaked out on that guy for bringing him the letter, he was pissed. He was like, even though that guy was just a messenger, you never beat down the messenger.
Never.
He said, "Damn, freak the messenger." That was one of his own men too. That he beat down like that.
I guess he took too long with the titles.
Damon got that that too came to read it all. I was waiting for Damon to say, for freak the customs, give me the letter. But nah, he still respects customs. So, while Damon may have a few screws loose, he does respect custom to an extent. I mean, he's not fully unhinged. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be unhinged like Aegon,
They have a weird relationship. It's like they hate each other's ideas and decisions.
Yeah.
But they do both like the throne, and they do both want to keep each other alive. I don't think Damon ever tried to kill his brother. It's a very bizarre family squabble.
Yeah, I don't think he would, but I have a feeling like he would if you push them. Like if you keep pushing him, and Damon's is that person. If you keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them, because they already resented him for one. Like they sent him to Dragonstone for so many years and kept him pushed away. If you keep that up, eventually he is going to break, and he may lash out on his own brother, just out of like. Even though it would still be wrong. Technically, by our standards, it would be wrong. But looking at it from their perspective at the time they live in, you can understand why someone would do that if pushed even further and resented. And this supposed to be your brother having your back, and he doesn't have your back.
Mm-hmm. We haven't gone to Dragonstone yet, have we? Yeah, actually, we did. We did.
Yeah, we did. Last episode when he tried to not brag.
He kidnapped the egg.
To bluff with the dragon egg. He tried to bluff.
Yeah,
he tried to bluff with the baby he didn't have in the dragon egg.
That I thought they were in the Iron Islands, but no, Dragonstone. We haven't seen the Iron Islands just yet. The Greyjoy place.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen him yet. Yes, he was.
When he was battling, though, did you ever doubt he would make it? To me, because it's Game of Thrones, because Ned Stark died early.
I knew he had I knew the only thing that was kind of BS to me was him dodging all those arrows. Like I was like, all right, Damon. Yeah, I know you're badass, but damn,
two of them hit him, and he had to rip it out.
Well, yeah, one hit him, one got him after all those millions of arrows. Those guys like knock loose. But if you look at the way they fire, and that's how they used to do, firing, and that's how tactic used to be for shooting arrows all at once. That they would just shoot it all at once in a line. And to be fair, they're not really aiming for that specific person. They're aiming in a line because who knows? This person could do like the whole little, dodge to the left, dodge to the right, and there's a chance that the arrow could hit them along this line of arrows that are being shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, them soldiers, their aim was like, ugh. But not as bad as the stormtroopers, though. Stormtroopers still get the W for having the worst aim in cinema history. But these guys are like second best. I say in Game of Thrones terms, these are probably some of the weakest archers we have seen.
Yeah. We're usually on the side of the archers, aren't we? Usually it's the good guy archers. But watch what happens with all these dragons and how they're eviscerating the competition. Soon, season 2, season 3, a dragon will be a bad guy, and we will not be cheering for the dragon. And all of a sudden, he's going to be missing all of his fireballs, and that's going to be malarkey. I hate when the good guys can get it, but then as soon as the same, the weapon that was being used is on the other side, all of a sudden the accuracy is 30%. Like, no, I don't need that. It's gonna.
That's
happen.
why. Do you think? Well, not do you think, but so we saw how the dragons work on the battlefield at this time. Essentially, they have allies and stuff. I was expecting the dragons to be a little bit more like wild in a sense, like not really pay attention to whose colors are whose and stuff. But I guess since they, like, I don't know how the dragons tell like whose side they're on or not, because the dragons are they have a relationship with like one person. It's not like they have a relationship with the whole army and stuff. They only have a relationship with one person. Damon has a relationship with that dragon. Yeah. And the way he has his dragon set up, I don't know, I just had a feeling like, like this dragon could at any moment by mistake just fly back over and burn his own people, burn these people by mistake, because he doesn't exactly recognize who they are.
Yeah, that could happen. And it doesn't happen. So what, like, do they speak to the dragon?
If you go back to the battle, they were shooting dragon fire like right next to him and stuff, and they was doing it without hitting each other.
Yeah.
So I guess these dragons are a little bit more, intelligent compared to like the dragons we've seen with Danny and stuff. But we see with Danny dragons that they're not as trained as these dragons from before. What up, nerd man?
I'm cool, man. I'm so sorry. I was just like in the flow of just writing, and I just completely like didn't even see the time. Like, I apologize. I was supposed to be on this stream with K-Dots from the beginning. It's kind of
man, it's all good. At least me and Chillmonger said it. Last stream, Chillmonger came in late. Now you came in late for the Game of Thrones stream. It's perfect balance, bro.
Yeah, no, it's true. So what have you been talking about? What's the latest discussion?
We talked about
we got through the hugest chunk of it. Real quick, since Chillmonger's here and Nerdman's here, let's watch the preview real quick of the next episode, and we can go back to talking about everything. Because I did bring up something about the preview of the next episode, talking about what the expectations could be and what is going to drastically change. But this is a preview of the next episode. Let me go ahead and play it, then we can go back and just start from the top and just talk about everything, including what we think the next episode is going to be. What's up, Black Guru?
That's the one that was in her belly, right? So there's going to be another little time skip forward, as well as who says he's the king of the Narrow Sea? I may be wrong, but on the map, we have Westeros over here and Essos is over here. And there's like a whole lot of water in between, but there used to be a couple like islands in between connecting them. That's the Narrow Sea, isn't it? Like, it used to be all land, but then the magician.
I don't know the geography for like Game of Thrones too tough. I wish I did, but like you sound right. Like it sounds like what you're saying is right. Like Westeros is like split by the Narrow Sea, and then on the other side is like where all the Dothraki and everything.
What's up, Tony?
So as soon as the crab feeder goes, okay, we don't have that villain anymore. Now there's this guy called the King of the Narrow Sea, and he's declaring himself the king in Castle Rock, is it? Or King's Landing?
King's Landing.
There? Of all places, saying you're the king? Yeah. You are not getting out of there alive. Like, that is a madness.
Well, because Damon knows. Because Damon knows now. Oh, sorry. Go. Because Damon knows now he has pull. Nobody cannot disrespect Damon no more, because he did something that Viserys failed to do for 2 years, and now he has respect of the king of Valerian. He has respect of him now, so he has respect of so many people to where Viserys is about to probably lose power because everyone's gonna look at his weakness. Because
Aegon becomes king, right? Aegon does become king.
Yes.
Right.
We don't know how. At this moment, Aegon becomes king. He's the last king of the Targaryens before
the Mad King.
No, Aegon is
the Mad King. He's the Mad King.
Nah. We're 172 years into the past.
That can't be possible. Yeah, like Aegon can't be the Mad King. That's
there are
crazy.
Multiple named, like even Jon Snow's name is Aegon. There's a lot of Aegons.
Yeah. Okay.
No, he might be right though. It might be like
Yeah, because I'm because Aegon the Conqueror and stuff. I'm thinking like this is Aegon, but you are correct. This is 127, 72 years before. So,
no,
Aegon
I think
is
he says King Ares the second is the mad.
He called him. His name was Aegon. They was calling him Aegon in so episode, but this could be the grandfather of.
I think Aegon is the grandfather of Ares. I don't know.
Aegon.
It's like is that
Aegon
Aegon is Ares.
Jaime kills, but this isn't the Aegon that gets killed. This is the grandfather.
All we know is there's multiple Aegons, and we know that this is the Mad King's grandfather. The time checks out. The Mad King, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't check out because it's 170 years before. So Aegon was on the throne just before the Game of Thrones series started. Remember, like his son and everything, and Daenerys were on the run, right? Because their father had just been killed.
No, Jon Snow was born during that war. Remember, like, and if Jon Snow starts off as like an 18-year-old, and Daenerys starts off as like an 18-year-old. Then they've been on the run for 18 years, and Jaime Lannister.
Okay, yeah, so they've been on the run for 18 years. Yeah, sorry, but he was literally the last king.
Yeah,
he was the last
Mads
Targaryen king. Yeah,
Tony. But no, man, how was you feeling about this episode overall? I mean, I thought this episode was fire.
I thought it was pretty fire. I do want to hear everyone talk about the plot armor for this guy who just ran through all these arrows. Like,
oh, we talked about it.
Didn't matter, but like, this is cool and everything. But I'm just, if it was a female now, we'll see how like people like talk about that shit. But anyway, I thought it was cool.
Oh no, we called it out, but Nerman, this is Daemon Targaryen, the badass. This is Matt Smith. This is a badass soldier we're messing with.
Yeah, it's not Daisy Ridley.
His plot armor is pretty powerful. He's dodging all them arrows and stuff. I was like,
yeah. I thought it was still cool.
But it was so dope. It was dope. That's all I was like, yeah, this is Daemon, bro. Like Daemon is tight. Everybody's sleeping on Daemon.
That black dude as well, the ship guy, was like doing his thing during the battle as well. But my thing with this episode, I really like the stuff with the king. I thought the king really shined in this episode. Like I know he's supposed to be like kind of a weak king or whatever.
Yeah.
But actually, the fact that he was able to look at his mistakes and actually, own up to them and say, yeah, I did like just marry for desire, and I do just want my daughter to be happy. And the fact that he stuck up for his daughter when he was like, oh yeah, I thought it was the funniest scene. I thought it was my favorite scene. Like, basically the Lannister guy comes up and he's like, yeah, and she'll be compensated for her lowering in station. And he was like, what are you talking about, her lowering in station? Has anybody been questioning who I've said is going to be heir? Because if anybody's talking treason in my kingdom, and I thought that was badass. That was like,
But that's my thing with that's my thing with Viserys, right? He is. This isn't the first time he made threats. Like in the first episode, we seen him make threats. Like, I'm not saying he has to deliver on all of them.
Yeah, you are.
He doesn't really deliver.
Yeah,
sure.
Like I don't think he needed to kill the Lannister dude, but he definitely should have got up in his face.
But he did the right thing, and he's been presiding over peace.
He shut him down with what he said and keeping it
peace. You have to remember that.
I feel you. I don't get me wrong. I agree. He's handling it in a good way, but he does make a bunch of threats and doesn't really deliver on them. That's my issue with him at times. He makes so many threats but doesn't really deliver.
He makes mistakes. He makes a ton of mistakes, and he made pretty much everything he's done has been a mistake up until this episode, where he's probably still making mistakes, but he's making understandable mistakes now. Make him feel humanized to you, and the actor's performance as well is the best performance in the show, hands down. Like, now,
these actors, they're amazing. This is why I
all of
said,
them.
Nerman. This is why I was
Mhm.
asked a question earlier about on the stream about Lord of the Rings and this. This is the reason I like this more than Lord of the Rings. So I think we talked about my stream yesterday. Well, the other stream. These characters are so. While Lord of the Rings is a little bit more fantastical, it does look a lot better visually. These characters, the actors that are playing these characters, is enough to keep me more interested in this fantasy right here.
Sure, but I mean, if you're saying, yeah, which one is better, definitely I'm more of a Game of Thrones guy anyway. I like the darker stuff. But I have to say, I don't think the Lord of the Rings was so
Oh no,
bad.
I'm not saying
I
it.
thought they were
I'm not
both
saying
I
this.
think they're both pretty good. So
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
saying
want to
it's
like.
better. I'm just saying, for me personally,
Mm,
I'm leaning more towards House of the Dragon more because of these characters. Well, because
yeah,
Lord of the Rings is this show is a lot more fantastical than the Lord of the Rings show. You get wizards, elves,
mm,
all this stuff, creatures and whatnot, snow trolls. But this show, you got these amazing characters that we're following. That's keeping us in. I think that's it's a lot better for me than just I see fantastical stuff. And I love fantastical stuff, but am I messing with the characters within this fantastical world to keep me in here?
My
No,
A tier
absolutely.
character is Damon Rhaenyra. I mean, wait, who else is there?
Rhaenyra.
It's Rhaenyra, isn't it? My bad.
really.
I like Corlius, and then I put the king in number 4. But there's like 4 top tier characters and they're the 4 most important, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, and I'll
Oh yeah,
go further than
Corley
that.
and
I'll
Rhaenyra
say
definitely
the
get together.
king is on paper is the least interesting character, but in execution, the way this guy's performing it's just brilliant. It's just you can't help but like see the human struggle in this king and the his kind of struggle with his inner demons, that leads him to make these kind of wrong decisions that are ultimately going to lead to his downfall.
Yeah.
But he's such a good performer that you kind of I'm not rooting for him. It's weird. It's like I'm not really rooting for him, but I understand him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I get.
When I saw him kill that stag, it took him like 2 tries. Think about all of his men around him watching him do that. Now look at the reverse. Daemon Targaryen, all of his men looking at him right after he gets the letter from the king, and they're looking at him for leadership, and then he goes ahead and basically wins them the war single-handedly. How do you contrast those two? Like, there is no order I'm going to choose to take over Daemon Targaryen because the king of Viserys? What? No. You weren't here, and you were late, and you're not. You can't get stuff done. We protected the realm thanks to this guy. He's not just talking about it. He doesn't need help stabbing. You know how broken telephone works? People are gonna tell the story, and all of a sudden 2 stabs is gonna turn into 3 stabs, and then they're gonna say it took 4 stabs. Then they're gonna say they needed his daughter to come in and hold the belly down. Like this
especially
even the daughter came in with like a kill, basically. She came with a kill, like she's all bloodied up, and like brought her like fucking kill to the table as well. Yeah, he's a weak king,
that's what I'm saying.
There's no doubt about it. But like even weaker than him with the Crab King. What the fuck was that about, bro? They built that motherfucker up like he was something.
They offed his ass super quick. It was like, you know what, he gotta go. I'll be honest. I really thought he was gonna be built up just a bit. But Damon came in like a force, just like this, just to knock down the crab feeder like this. He knocked his ass out and said, "I am King Damon." Oh, Damon's going for that throne now. He's not playing no more.
No, he's not playing. There was no games involved in that one, bro.
Yeah, but that is true. Like I say, and within it was a 3-year time span. So, in when we look at it, it seems quick. But in the time span they went through, Damon was fighting him for a long time. But even then, like I said, Chillmonger earlier, with them having dragons, right? I feel like they could have been able to defeat the Crab King a lot earlier. But if the Crab King was doing his tactic of raiding and then going to hide in those caves like over and over again, Like, I think they could have found a way to snuff him out earlier with, like, you know, just have the dragons go put their head in the cave and just shoot fire into it. It'll be like an anthill. You know, you put a bomb in there, whoosh, stuff out all the ants.
Yeah, just like that.
He could have done something, man. He looks visually amazing, and like did he even have a line? I don't even think he had a line.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Like,
but I think so he was a prince, right? And it kind of made sense to me why he was the way he was, because, you know, a lot of princes, even though they may be throwing out orders, they may not be there on the battlefield, like Joffrey. Remember Joffrey in the first, when Tyrion had to step in for Joffrey and step up. Joffrey
the Battle of Blackwater.
Yep, yeah. Joffrey was out there throwing orders, but Joffrey wasn't man enough to go down there and fight.
Yeah,
he was still a coward. He was still a coward.
No, but I wanted to find out why he had all that skin deformity and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they set it up. That's my only criticism. I mean, it's fine because that's just a subversion of my expectations, and I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, it ruined the whole fucking thing for me because they built him up and he wasn't even anything. But at the same time, he did seem like an intriguing fellow, like with that skin disorder, and it would be worth just like a little bit of exploration of him before you, and maybe just see him battle a little bit. Like, just to have seen him battle would have been something, and then, you know, what's his name, take him down. Damon.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's my only criticism of the episode.
I want to, and also the arrows. I'm gonna defend the arrows though. That first batch of arrows that they shot. Think about how long it's got to be in the air. It's got to arc. It's got to come down. He had enough time to do a slice, do a couple stabs, and then go for cover. So I in my brain forgave that one. It's really the second sort of barrage and the third and the fourth when you go,
yeah, and
he's not getting hit.
And they fire in straight lines too. Remember in 300 when they shoot those arrows? While they can directly aim it like at a certain person, but they fire in a line, so it doesn't get everybody. Like someone, I can say stationary in one place, have a big shield, have it take so many arrows, and then they have to reload again because they don't fire it in like one direction. They fire it in like a line.
Yeah. So
some of them are gonna get, and some of them aren't. But in the case of Damon, I don't know why they was firing in a line when they can just fire directly at Damon because it's one person. It's not like it's 1,000 soldiers they have to shoot at a time.
There must be some strategy.
The way they was firing was if they was firing at a group of people and not one person.
Maybe they anticipated a dragon swooping in, so they had to do it that way.
Yeah, that's why he was looking. That's why the crafty guy kept on looking like where's the dragons at. Oh, and these Targaryens need a better way to call their dragons.
How do they call the dragons?
I don't think they can, because I'm like, I figured he would have did like a whistle or something. I'm not saying dragon would have heard it. They probably have good hearing, but I don't know. Because let's say if Damon's dragon wasn't there,
yeah,
and he did that, he would have been fucked. But even then, he was still kind of screwed because he got cornered and corralled. He knew they was going to come, but it's like, what if he didn't have an army in that situation there? Just imagine, like, dude, you don't have no way to call your dragon like on the spot.
How did they call the dragons in Great Britain?
Dragons? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do they call it?
Isn't that your people? I could have sworn I saw it on a flag.
Well, after the Asians, it's not like we were the ones who first like translated. Like,
nah, I associate dragons with you guys in your English Premier League, and every dragons are just all over the place.
No,
is that a lion?
It's Asian. It's Asian.
English. The English dragons are, you know, they're not skinny, and they're not skinny and all that. You know,
they got wings.
Yeah, Asian dragons are a lot skinnier. You know, they got no wings. They just got hands.
Yeah, they're serpents in the sky. They're Gyarados.
the skin issue was grayscale.
Yeah, from the first Game of Thrones. You're
Yeah,
right. I
I
remember
thought
that.
it was grayscale, but I thought they'd confirm it at least and like say, "Oh, that was the first." And isn't grayscale supposed to make you like super strong and like crazy? Anyway,
Nah, that didn't happen to Robert Baratheon's daughter. Stannis Baratheon's daughter.
yeah, but
Grayscale.
that's because they stopped it with her.
Is
So
that
she
okay?
she actually was. They cured her of it. Even though
Somebody
she
else got
kept,
grayscale. Remember the other dude though, the guy who liked Daenerys, that dude who was her protector,
yeah,
Jorah.
Jorah.
and he wasn't any more powerful because of it. He got sick. He was ordered to leave until you heal yourself. He didn't
Yeah,
get
but
stronger.
he healed himself before it had taken over. That's the whole point. So when
Alright.
you get full grayscale, I don't know if you remember, like when Tyrion and Jorah were attacked on the boat by people with grayscale.
Yeah,
You saw how like crazy insane they were, and then they were also like seemed like they were stronger. To me, I don't, but maybe that wasn't confirmed. But that's what it appeared like to me.
okay. Yeah, out of craziness and madness, yeah, you can do all that, and all of a sudden you can swim really well.
Yeah, apparently.
I
But
thought
what-
grayscale would be heavy like a rock. It would make you sink.
So now after this episode, I think last week we were saying like for us it was Rhaenyra who had like really proved herself. What are we thinking of Rhaenyra this week?
I love her, and I hope she gets together with her boo. I hope they unite and make many Valerian babies. I hope.
But does she deserve the crown? Is she the one who should be leader?
She's the most sane person to have the crown, honestly.
Okay, I agree.
Like I think, and that's the thing. People underestimate her because she is a woman, right? Because look, let's compare it to Viserys, right? Let's compare it to Viserys. While she was not out there doing the hunt with all that stuff, right? Not saying that the king has to get up and go be there directly in the hunt. Not saying that. But let's say I'm looking at Viserys, right? We're supposed to be doing the hunt. Is Zoo just sitting on his ass, not even hunting? And when the people do catch the animal, he comes and takes the kill when he didn't even do the work. Now look at Rhaenyra. While she wasn't part of the hunt, but man, she did take out that boar.
Yeah.
She took out that boar. You know, she was in a fight or flight situation. She took down that boar, stabbed the shit out of that boar, and she came back with all her, battle scars and stuff. I'm just saying, Rhaenyra, while she may not want to be getting out there and getting down and dirty, she will fight. Viserys, he just sits. I mean, even Daemon could be a better ruler than Viserys. Because at least I know Daemon will go get down and dirty with his people.
But there will be no peace in the realm.
Yeah, that's saying there won't be no peace. Rhaenyra is the most sane
that's
choice
part of
out
being
of
a good king. Like if you can bring peace to the realm, like I think that is of value as well, and that's what you're undermining with what the king has done. They see as weakness that he didn't just go in and like battle everyone. But
Rhaenyra has
did that,
and Rhaenyra has two things, right? She's not afraid to use the power of the dragon. She went up there and confronted Daemon alone and was willing to die to prove a point to Daemon.
Yeah.
She took down the board. Also, the way she makes her decisions, she thinks she's smart. She's not hasty like Daemon to do something, and she doesn't refrain so much like her father. Remember when she was talking to the queen that never was, and the way she addressed her about her daughter and stuff. She flexed on her, like she didn't back down. She may be a child. She may be how old is she? How old is she again?
She might be 20 by now.
Yeah, I mean, I know the actor's 22, but I don't know how old she is exactly.
Yeah, the actor's 22.
No, I
so
think she's
that's
about like 15 or something like that. I don't think she's like really like that much.
She's 15 even after the 3-year gap. No.
So she gotta be like 18 now, but.
No,
she's young. She's young. Nobody's not going to take her serious.
17.
But she's standing up for herself for the most part. Like the way she talks to her dad about the marriage thing.
Yeah.
She ain't backing down. She's standing up for herself.
The way she talked to Alicent when she was so the king's orders is to make me go, okay, anything for your grace. And then she's like, Alicent was like, yeah, I was asking you too. Why does that have to be the king? And like she's talked down to her, like she was not going to obey Alicent's orders, and that's like hard. Even the little guy playing the guitar, he was okay, Queen.
She told him, play me my same tune over and over, play my ringtone.
Play my ringtone. And then all of a sudden he leaves.
My queen, my fingers, I don't want to play this shit no more. Play my ringtone. He was getting tired of it. He was like, my queen, is there another song you want to hear? No.
Perhaps another song. No.
Perhaps another song. No.
They always do perhaps. Every time. They never, tell you to something. They'll just be like, perhaps.
Because he's tired of playing that same shitty ass song over and over. I don't blame him. If I was in that position, I'm like, queen, I know I'm your I know I'm your jester. I know I'm your court fool. But can I play you something else? Damn. This song.
Do we know what was she writing or reading?
I don't know. They never said what she was writing or reading.
I'll just take from it that she is an astute, like an intellect. That's how I'll leave that. So you need people who read.
Years ago.
I like her.
What up, Xavier?
Hey.
So what's good, bro? What's up? He's watching from Twitch right now. Nerdman, anything else you wanna? I know you got some more you gotta say.
I'll throw it to the comment section, like for people to, if you've got any questions, like what questions you have.
Thank you.
It just makes you turn into stone from what I remember, and you get sick or something like that. Yeah, you eventually turn into those stone people.
Nah, Nerdman told me you turned Super Saiyan. You guys don't know anything.
Well, I mean, the stone people, they had like super strength and stuff and weird,
That's what I said. I thought they had like
you lose your sanity, but you turn into like a mutated stone creature with like powers and stuff.
That's what I thought.
She was reading the Song in Ice of Fire. Guru, isn't the Song of Ice and Fire basically what happened with Jon Snow and Daenerys? Isn't that what happens later? I think he's joking.
She was reading the Song of Ice and Fire. She was reading the books that that George R. R. Martin would never finish. Nah, he was about to get his tongue cut off. Question, princess. This is the medieval era. Justice got to stay in the justice place. Hey, look, if I was Jester, I would have said something too. I would have died to tell this princess, yo, this song trash. Let me play you something better. I'm trying to hook you up, princess. She was reading the Song of Ice. That's funny. She's reading a book. Who knows how many pages this book has? This guy's singing the same song over and over and over again. That shit will make you go insane. But nah, Jesters won't, talk out their place. They gonna get it. What up, Blasted TV? What's good?
Hello.
But yeah, overall, guys, I like this episode. I mean, we do gotta rate it real quick if y'all want to rate it.
I don't want to say 10, so I'll say 9.
I give it a 9. No, what? No, I take it back because this episode had a thrilling action sequence that really got me. Like boom. 10 out of 10. Let's go 10.
Even though we didn't get to see the
10,
crab,
wow.
Yeah, but we didn't see the final kill though. They withheld that.
Damon was the GOAT. Was the GOAT. He did some GOAT worthy shit. Even I was waiting for Damon to have a moment. Hey, I was like, yo, I was rooting for Damon, but I was like, yo, Damon, you gotta prove yourself. I'm your fan. You gotta prove yourself for me. And he proved himself. He went in there. His brother was like, you know what? Hey, bro, I'm gonna send you allies and reinforcements. And Damon's like, what the fuck? 2 years and now you send allies? Fuck this. I'm doing this myself. He went there and did it himself and did it in seconds. He should have done this earlier. But he did it. He did his thing.
All right. Go. What were you asking?
What would you rate the episode?
Oh, it was a really good episode. I wouldn't go as far as nines, but like I'm talking 8.5, I think 8. It still hasn't hooked me like Game of Thrones, the first season of Game of Thrones. It still hasn't hooked me like that. But this is the closest to hook me so far. Like,
Is it because we don't got a scene of like a a little boy getting pushed off a tower yet?
exactly. You know how I love child abuse, but like, no, I don't know. There was something about it that immediately like got my attention with Game of Thrones, and that was, as I said, just having so many characters that were intriguing. Whereas this one is much more focused.
Yep, very contained.
And the characters almost seem more layered in a way, but so layered that in fact they're not as fantastical as the Game of Thrones characters, and they're not as, do you know what I mean? Like I don't know how to put it other than they don't seem as mythic as some of the Game of Thrones characters did from the very beginning.
There's also not as many Game of Thrones characters in this show. I feel like we got the 4 cores, and then excuse me, we don't have let's go over to the wall to check with Jon. Let's go over across the sea to check with Danny, and let's go over to see what's happening with Tyrion, as well as whoever the king is at the time, and Cersei's a popular character. That's 5 right there. Here we just got Corlys, Viserys,
and I'm not
Rhaenyra,
even
Daemon.
sure who's evil and who isn't. I mean, I suspect Hightower's evil. You know what I mean? I expect he's a piece of garbage. He seems like that. And I like the slow burn, but at the same time, being confronted immediately with a scumbag like, Joffrey, or a scumbag like Cersei, just immediately got you into like, okay, I know who the heroes are. I know who the villains are. They kind of have this mythic aura about them, and they're, while also having this sophisticated storytelling. So that's why I enjoyed more about Game of Thrones in the beginning. But I like this. I like it a lot, and I'm giving it an 8.
I like the time skipping. It's very anti-Boruto. If you guys know about that anime, there's so much filler. Here, we just skip into the meat and potatoes, and it feels like it's happening again next episode. And I even heard that the actress of Rhaenyra is going to get recasted because they're going to go so much forward into the future. And that's like, all right, they're doing something here. Black Guru, you may know the answer to this, or maybe you do know. This is a book that they're depicting, right? And is the whole book going to be the whole show? How many books is it that take place in this past?
Oh, it's one book, I believe.
Yeah, it's only one.
I started listening to it like an audio book version of it.
Okay.
But it's kind of just like the history. It's not like a book where like you'll have dialogue or something like that. It's just like telling really the history of this house and its downfall. From
So
what
how
I've
far
gathered,
does the
I've
book-
only got into like, I think I've done like 6 chapters. I started listening to it before the House of.
Is it accurate to House of Dragon?
I can't remember.
I don't know how accurate
You know,
it
the thing about listening as opposed to reading is like sometimes your mind goes out, especially when you're just listening to like a history kind of lesson. But yeah, I'll have to listen again to that first chapter a while ago. It seems so. It seems, from what I remember, like somewhat.
Why? I think the Emergency Awesome Guy does breakdown of the books.
Oh,
I think I could be wrong, but I think he does breakdowns of the books.
okay. Yeah, those guys are gonna help. I need to watch more breakdowns. I remember the breaking down the map. There was like a video. The guy was like, "Listen, this is where all of the Targaryens are from. They're all called Valerians. Everyone with a dragon is from this area called Valeria. You remember the Game of Thrones episode?" And I'm like, "No, I don't remember the Game of Thrones episode." But there's like a region where the dragon people are from on Essos, and the Narrow Sea was once all united, and then a couple of the pixie people like destroyed the walk bridge from that connects Westeros to the east. It was a lot, and I like those breakdown videos just because I like the world. Like if we're gonna go back in time and we're gonna do this series, HBO Max is gonna keep out pumping and pumping more of these shows, more from this Game of Thrones world, and it's worth investing into.
Well, I think it's a Game of Thrones channel that does literally like visual artistic breakdowns of like the books and stuff. I think it might be Mercy Awesome. I don't know. It's a channel that literally does visual animated breakdowns of stuff in the books and all that. The channel is still up. I just can't find the videos. I think it's A Song of Ice and Fire. Let me see.
It's called A Channel of Ice and Fire. That would be hilarious. You see, it would be hilarious.
Yeah, I can't find it. It's literally a channel that's a visual artistic breakdown of some Game of Thrones lore. If I find the channel, I'll link it to you in the group chat later. I gotta look for it.
Word.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say about the House of Dragon.
It sounds like you guys had like a big kind of discussion already about like all the different aspects, but basically. But no, it was dope, man. I really am enjoying it, and I said I thought it was going to be good from the beginning, and everyone was like, oh, season 8 of Game of Thrones is so bad, I just don't even care about it anymore. It's like, dude, so what? Some people had a bad day at the job. Give them another fucking chance. I think they're doing a good job.
Well, you guys, that's the stream. That's all I got. Well, real quick, just to show some appreciation to somebody that deserves it after a long time. He's been waiting for his comeback. Real quick, if we can do like a quick comment on it. But Brendan Fraser got a standing ovation for his upcoming movie, The Whale, at I forgot.
That had to be here. Toronto International Film Festival is like now.
Yep. For his movie, The Whale, he got a standing ovation by a bunch of people. He was in tears.
Wow, that's cool. I liked Brendan Fraser back in the day, actually.
He had potentials to go a lot of places, but that stuff happened with the sexual harassment situation. Really put him in a dark. He was he said he was sexually harassed by somebody.
He said he got harassed.
Yeah, he talks about it in an interview. I don't know how true the stuff is. I need to actually do more research to it, but that's what got him blacklisted from Hollywood.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, as part of the reason he got blacklisted was him coming about his sexual assault that he dealt with.
Wow.
Shouts out Brandon, guys. Love this dude. Great actor. Underrated actor.
I'll just bring back Edward Norton. That's what I want. I want an Edward Norton comeback so badly. I've been waiting years for he's just such a good actor.
He's not blacklisted, right? Or is he just like taking a break?
No, apparently, he's had some. It was basically with that Marvel thing with when he got fired from the Hulk. That his career.
Wasn't he in a Jason Bourne movie after that? Or was that movie before?
He didn't do much. He didn't do much in that. But.
Yeah, last time I seen him was in some Jason. Last time I seen him in something was a Jason Bourne movie.
Yeah, sad, very sad.
But yeah, guys,
that's for Brendan.
Yeah, guys, that's the stream. Shouts out Brendan Fraser. Shouts out to Game of Thrones House of Dragons. It's been great so far. We're going to head up out of here. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next Monday, Sunday, whenever we can do it. Probably next Monday. You guys will see us
do it next Monday, man. Do it next Monday. Let's make this a regular thing. And next time I will not. I was just so in the zone. I'll explain after. But anyway.
Next Monday for sure. Same time or maybe even earlier. We'll see. But it'll probably be around the same time again. But thank you all for watching. Goes to that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Don't do drugs, like I always say.
Deuces.
Is